You know, I'm not surprised by that, because I was plugging in this HDMI cable and there's two slots. And I couldn't remember where it was, and I was thinking, I wonder if it's better.
So it's on the lake side of the sea mall.
Yeah,
I'm
still,
Yeah.
I'll wait for the wedding.
Okay, I'm host. Yeah, I just stayed co-host. There's nobody on? No participants? Nope. Just me and the owl.
Not a song.
Good to go.
I don't know. It could be. Oh, everybody's on? You need the numbers or anything? They're good?
I'm going to call this meeting to order, the North Hero Water Board, July 14th, 2025 at 6:00 p.m. Is there any adjustments to the agenda before us? Minutes have been forwarded.
Well, there's two sets.
Yeah, there's two sets of
There's two
minutes,
sets.
so we should probably approve them in two.
Make a motion to approve the June 9th, 2025 and the June 24th, 2025 water board minutes.
I can second that.
Further discussion on minutes? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Okay, we have a member, if somebody wants to join, I'm gonna let them in. We're gonna ask them to tell us who they are. Hi Corey, this is Corinne with the town of North Hero. Could you state your name for the record?
Yeah, it's Corey Joy.
That's it. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Frank, you want to make a motion on the warrant?
Yes, so I want to make a motion to approve two warrants, Fund 21 in the amount of 26,697 spot 19. And 122 at 17,347 spot 56.
And second that?
Any discussion?
Yep.
In favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Any questions on the financials? Anybody?
Pretty early in the year.
Yeah, it's not much
Not a lot,
happening.
not a lot, not a lot.
You got off easy.
It's my time will come.
Recognition and visitors. I see we have Corey Joy with us from Pocket Lane. And we've had correspondence by email. And what would you like to say to the board?
Yeah, so I've just been dealing with trying to figure out my deed in this right away down there for the past couple of years, but I came across your guys's the the water line plan map and stuff, and that's where um I guess I was curious if anything has come up about any other ownership or right away to any other, well, I guess specifically the Pockets or me now living at their old farmhouse. If that came up at all when kind of going through that map and the easements and figuring that all out. And I guess I'm just bringing that up because we did hire an attorney to try to figure out really what is right and what is not. So I didn't know if that's, if it does come up or if there is any other ownership on Pocket Lane, if that's something you're going to need to include or, I guess that's kind of where I'm at.
Okay. I think we have the details of what you're describing here from your communications, and we're going to need some time to consult with our town people and so forth, and we'll put you on the agenda for next month's meeting for a reply.
Okay.
You. And thank you for getting hold of us and voicing your concerns.
Yeah, no problem. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks, Cory.
Yep.
Is Peter gonna be on?
Peter's not gonna be on.
Um,
So you had the email from Isaac Wagner, who's getting out of consulting. And so Peter's gonna take over the contract. We have the new contract from Peter. So it's all still the same. It was the same amount.
Yep.
We've been pretty much working with Peter.
Yeah.
So,
right,
Right, I'll make the motion that we approve the new contract with Peter Root.
I'll second.
any further discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
do you wanna have Larry sign it? Larry's making a motion to have him sign it or?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to
Have Larry say.
have Larry sign it.
Okay.
Second that.
All
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
those, aye,
I thought that was implicit.
yeah.
Well, maybe it was, I just wanna know
Okay.
better.
SOS report, we we don't have Kevin here tonight.
I talked to him and Jason today, so I'll give you an update on that. I think we're all set for that being reimbursed as part of the project. They've given us a verbal approval, so we just need to submit the paperwork.
Good.
And I think the computer itself is 2 or 3 weeks away.
Has it been ordered?
I think so. I believe so, yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Either you or I should follow up with Kevin and make sure. it
Yep.
has been.
Yep.
Anything else on SOS report that anybody would have knowledge of or would like to discuss? Water credit supervisor report.
So there's, yeah. So 2042 US Route 2 is the house down here on Route 2 that's, looks like it's falling down. It's sold recently, and I had been trying to get a hold of them. They had asked, Evan Potman had asked for suspension of billing for the last couple of years. And I did get an email requesting suspension of billing from the current new owner. They are planning to build there, but not right away, not this year. So it's okay to suspend the billing for again for a year?
No, do we have a motion to continue?
I'll make that
suspension of
motion
billing?
that we suspend billing on the Route 2 property for another year.
Second.
Further discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Next item, yep, certificate of delivery was the consumer confidence report from 2024 was distributed with all the water bills, and the certificate of delivery was sent to the state saying that we distributed.
That went out with the bills.
Yes, so that's done. 2691 Lakeview is looking for an ADU connection. We had the water allocation letter a while last fall, and so I guess we wanna know what to do for building. They're converting their garage to a ADU for their daughter,
1 bedroom.
1 bedroom.
What we've done in the past with situations like that is, said it was gonna be 1.33 ERU, you know. So, I would make the motion that, we adjust their billing for the, to include the ACU at 1.33 ERU.
A second.
Further discussion.
No, that's what we've done before. It's
That's
consistent,
what we
so.
tend to do with those ADUs.
Okay,
Yeah.
Kevin has
Increase
already,
the ERU by 1/3.
Kevin's already looked at the plans and have been out there, so he's already taken care of that piece of it.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
I,
Aye. And the next one is
1082 Station Road is the people that just bought the piece of land that has the water easement. They have a milk house. I mean, I don't know if you go that way, but they're building a new place. Kevin's also been dealing with this one. They have a milk house that had a water connection.
That's the
that
one
they
right on
wanted-
the corner there.
Yeah.
That's the way. And they want to reestablish that. So it's already been connected.
Wow, look at this.
Looked at that.
Design.
Oh, did you?
It looks like it goes through the house,
what house is
so
it?
everything,
The one with the lots on Station Road?
Yeah.
When that was torn down,
Oh,
and
they tore
redone.
down, they had O'Neill's old house?
yes. Yep. and
It's
they
still the
want-
O'Neill's.
They want water to that little milk house that's still standing. It looks like it's gonna be remodeled or.
I think that's gonna be an ADU. I think they're gonna convert that
Right.
into, yeah.
And that's where the water is going to go. And so, should I make a motion?
Well, what's our action tonight? Just to approve the connection to the,
Yes,
Yes,
prove the connection to the ADU in the building.
okay, well, I'll make the motion that we approve that connection.
Second,
motion is second. Further discussion on the connection to the ADU on 282 Station Road. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And we'll do
Aye.
it 1.33.
that 133, just like the last one.
Yep. And we have commercial cannabis operation 1595 Lakeview.
So we happened to get a phone call at the office asking about converting to a commercial rate because they're gonna have a commercial cannabis. And when Corinne told them what that may mean, he about fell on the floor. So, and then he said, okay, I'll have to get back to you. He has a huge barn out back. You can't see it from Lakeview Drive. So if you didn't know it was there, you wouldn't know it was there.
Yeah.
So, how are we going to build that?
What does it mean?
Yeah, what did you tell
I told him that there was a calculation that we used from the state of Vermont. That it would be similar to what was done for Shore Acres or the school or anything that's not residential.
They're
Yes.
currently connected now.
Just the house. There's a
Yeah,
house there. So
At
he-
one ERU.
Yes,
So,
Then he wants to connect the barn in conjunction with that, and, but boy, there's nothing in those regs about cannabis.
No.
Well, I mean, a bigger issue is there are plenty of farms in town that are not built commercially.
so is this considered agriculture or is
we're
it
just talking about them growing cannabis and watering the cannabis, is that the? what
for
that is?
distribution? It's not just like 3 plants that they're gonna.
Yeah, I
It's a.
understand.
Yeah, it's
distribution.
commercial. They're gonna be
It's
making
gonna be
a
like
profit.
I
Panamac
mean,
Farms was all
He
that.
used the word commercial rather than agriculture, and it could be because he doesn't know what he's doing, and maybe we don't have a differentiator. But, I mean, there are multiple farms in town that are just paying for 1 ERU for their house and they use water unlimited. And I don't wanna like open up a can of worms here, but like
But
like
they're
you said with the
agricultural.
ADUs to be consistent, so.
So those farms got water going over to the barn, to the milk house with all the little cow
I mean,
sloping
You
stalls.
may wanna have
Those
a
things.
conversation
Yeah,
with
those
Kevin
things,
about
yeah.
this, cause agricultural uses a heck of a lot more water.
I wonder if we should ask them, how much water they think they're gonna be using.
Or maybe there are state regs, like maybe we should actually pull out that formula and look through,
There might be on that list
yeah.
of state regs. So they're looking for a reply.
No.
No, but yeah, but if you wanna notify them of what it would mean,
I mean, he just called and said, I need to turn to commercial, like he thought it would be that easy. And when I explained to him it wasn't, he said, okay, I gotta talk to my wife about this, and then it's just been silence.
So maybe
So-
we're back to them. I suggest we table that for this meeting and put it on the agenda for next month. And in the meantime, we can research and see if there is a listing for that
Mhm.
use on the state use things and give it us a.
Well, the last time I looked at that list, which was when I was talking to this board about maybe doing the marina as a commercial. I don't remember reading anything about that in there,
That didn't change.
but it might have changed, true. Another thing too, it might fit into another category that's sort of been described. So yeah, this will fit into here.
Would you be willing to look into that over the next month too?
Yeah.
Great, let us know.
Still should have that document on a laptop. From a couple years ago. If not, I know where to get it.
Yeah,
There you go. And then there's a green water bill. We already did 2042.
Yeah, I think those are the attachments that under mine. So that's all I have.
Application letter done. Application letter done. Okay, so for discussion, action items, summer work projects. I haven't met with Kevin specifically about that. Have you?
Not specifically about that.
But, I'll ask him about it. And then water storage project timeline and discussion.
I made the announcement before our special meeting that they had actually approved the schedule. Did we have a copy of that in the package, Lisa?
Improve the schedule, the one you sent me, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was the second set of minutes.
This one that I can't read.
Oh,
Like that better?
Oh, yeah.
sorry.
So, yeah, they actually, they mobilized last week, and as you saw the picture I sent, the excavation for the tank itself is basically done. Aquatech is planning to move on site around the 1st of August. We've been told we should check it out because it's a pretty impressive operation once it gets started.
I'm sure
So,
we'll all be standing there watching.
yeah, probably.
Right.
So, you know, this schedule is now showing, it's still showing final completion in November, but for essentially, for substantial completion, mid-October, so. That's all good, as long as they keep up with it.
Wasn't too deep of an excavation, was it?
No, just had to get down
Couldn't
to,
go that far.
yeah, just had to get down to ledge, and then they're gonna place a layer of lean concrete to level it, and then, Aquatech will take it there. Aquatech does their own concrete foundation.
So that's all good news.
Yep. And then they have the little pump station is staked out. They're probably gonna excavate that later on this week.
Right.
Hmm.
That's,
Yep, so far so good.
So what about that concern of the water line coming up from Route 2 to the state garage?
it doesn't.
Yeah, it's a non-concern.
Okay.
Kevin went and he turned on the hose and turned off where he thought the curb stop was and the hose stopped. So I'd say that's pretty good evidence that that's the water.
Yep.
Anything on loan?
The RF, is that the USDA loan? RF.
No, that's the $1.8 million loan. That's the drinking water.
Okay, that's basically all been approved, right?
Yep, so it has to go to the select board on Monday night to be signed.
What do we have to do to forward that to the select board?
We have to vote on it.
I would recommend you vote on it.
Okay,
Bring it to the.
So it's a construction loan. It's 1.8 because you question the amount.
yeah, but that is,
So
we won't be spending, we won't be borrowing all of that, but that's,
it gets
should
closed
not be a
out.
problem. We
when
just
we-
borrow what we need until we're done.
That's the bond.
That's the bond,
Yeah,
yes.
exactly.
Okay, so it needs, just needs signature and then return and then we're good.
Yep. So if
So
somebody-
I'll make the motion that we present that loan to the select board for their approval.
Second,
Second, yeah. Thanks,
Any
Dave.
further discussion? All in favor, say, by saying aye.
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 See what Carl says.
The 30 years at 0% interest is a pretty good deal.
Yeah, it is. And the next item is RF.
Okay, that's the USDA loan.
No, that's the drinking water loan that we got for engineering fees for phase 2 of the project.
All right. Well, that's you, Ryan.
Yeah,
So that also was approved, right? But I don't think we have the documents,
Well,
the signed documents from the Vermont Bond.
the
Bank.
engineering portion is, right,
Right,
not the whole project.
not the whole project, it was
Yeah.
just the engineering.
Yeah.
Yes. And what was the amount? 94, is that what you saw?
Yeah.
so we need to select board to sign that as well.
We don't have the final documents yet.
So we'll have to,
It's
Wait.
following the same
It
process.
says your letter of approval, so
Okay.
you'll get the loan agreement executed as soon as we receive it.
okay,
So this was 94.9, yep. 5 years, 0% interest.
How do I get one of those?
Yeah.
do we see any chance that those final documents are lagging or are we on a good timeline for getting it?
Yeah, this just came in last, 2 weeks ago. So,
It can take a little
Yeah,
time once
yeah.
it goes from the state to the Vermont Bond Bank for them to come up with the final agreement. At, I think it took 2 months for
for the
the
other one,
the
yeah.
one that we have to sign on Monday. And of course,
Wait till it comes. Okay, nine C is phase 2, US Route 2 water line replacement. Drinking water. Well,
So there were 3 documents, A, B, and C that went with that loan. There were 3 different emails that came in. One was about the administrative costs and one was the approval letter.
it came in like boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
I think they're just required to send them that
Yeah.
way because they're the official notice.
So timeline is the next one.
timeline is 60% meeting on 23rd, I believe.
Like you told me, 22nd.
Maybe it's the 22nd.
Is that here?
Yes.
At what time? Gotta put it on the calendar.
I'll have
If
to
if
look-
you show up and yoga's here, you're in trouble.
Yeah,
have to look through the details. I believe it's 11 o'clock,
okay.
but I also thought it was the 23rd, so
You better just-
What time zone we gonna be?
but I knew it was 11 o'clock.
Not in Belize.
At which point we will see how we're doing with that timeline, and they should be giving us some indication of what the timeline is looking like on that.
In a firmer budget number.
And a ballpark budget number. And, yeah, and I know they're working really diligently to get it done in time for that, and they understand that there is a time constraint. And we've had that discussion with them in our prior 30% meeting, and I know they've been in touch with transportation as well, so pretty much all that should be cleared up at that meeting. That's it on that for today. Discussion of disbursements and requirements for grant funding. And draft purchasing policy.
You guys ready?
We're ready. For
So, you guys requested maybe January, February, that the purchasing policy for the town be reviewed. Your, point of concern was with the bid submission process. You wanted an email alternative.
Electronic.
Yeah, and so, and at the same time, we started doing a review of policies kind of to make sure that they're in line with federal regulations for when we go for a single audit after this project and the federal grants we're working on, blah, blah, blah. So I reached out to VLCT and they said they were working on a procurement policy that would incorporate the conflict of interest provisions that were not in sync with what the state had put into effect for municipal ethics. And it would all line up with federal procurement requirements. So we've been waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. I got it last Monday. So I spent the majority of last week really going through it with a very fine tooth comb and kind of deciding, wrapping my head around it and deciding what decision points the town of North Hero needed to make to get this on the books as quickly as possible. Our auditor had recommended that our policies for the single audit be in place before construction begins. So we're a tad bit behind, but I mean, I didn't want to
Oh, you didn't get it?
reinvent the wheel. Yeah, I mean, I knew VLCT, they had this reviewed by lawyers that specialize in federal statutes and like, I knew we wanted to wait for this. So my hope was, well, we already have one in place. This isn't like a first reading. I was hoping we could all just kind of look through it and go, yep, okay, and have the select board approve it on Monday. But it's a little, it's different than I expected. It's requiring some more, not requiring. The policy, the purchasing policy we have in place is basically saying you as a town are gonna purchase within the guidelines that the federal government outlines. And the new one from VLCT says, okay, you're gonna have three sections. You're gonna have general, you're gonna have municipal, and you're gonna have federal. And the more I thought about it, the more I was like, that really kind of makes sense. You know, we're a small town to have a policy where all of our guidelines are in sync with federal regulations. Cause I know, so I started thinking, well, there's been some friction in the past with this board where technically everything really needs to be approved by the select board, you know? And I think there may be, I've sent this question to VLCT and I'm still waiting, but I think there may be, because of that municipal carve out, a chance to kind of create the water board as a purchasing agency in its whole, rather than like an employee where we have in the past. And maybe have you guys be able to set your own threshold. We want to make all purchases up to a sealed bid limit without having to go to the select board for approval. And have that actually be in the policy. So I'm starting to think that this needs a little more time, like why, you know, there's the guidance for best practice and then there's reality. And perhaps we should really think about this. So I made a list of questions that I think specifically pertain to the water board. I think that we as a town and the select board could really benefit from a first review from this board, because you do a lot of the major projects and you're the ones working with the federal grants in a way that the other entities aren't. And you do a lot of the purchasing, you know, a $500,000 budget from a department wide.
This year.
Yeah, well, this year especially, but you have, basically, what I'm trying to say is just have more experience with these larger purchases and you're gonna, and how they might fall into the different thresholds. So I'm not sure that tonight it's a good idea to dive into these questions.
There's.
Because I just sprung this on you last Friday. Oh, yeah.
Questions.
Yeah, there's a copy of the current purchasing policy, there's a copy of the procurement policy, there's a copy of my side by side comparison, and then there's a list of the questions. So,
With each segment of it, whether it's federal, state, town, any of that, we just need to ensure that every time we make an expenditure, that it's going to survive scrutiny by audit.
and that's one of my kind of top questions is, VLCT was very clear, don't make any changes to the federal section.
Right.
Don't. They spent a lot of money. They had lawyers review it. It meets federal. But where you have leeway is the municipal section. What that also means is we as an entity, the town, need to be clear, when is this a municipal purchase and when is this a purchase related to federal funds? So that also probably warrants a bigger discussion. Maybe as a town, we do like the policy we already have in place where we just assume everything that goes toward federal dollars and we operate on the most restrictive Initially, yeah, so then we
That
should
doesn't
really,
make sense.
so we should really think about the.
It straps you down sometimes too.
Yeah, it's.
So basically what that means is we're writing the municipal section from scratch because, you know, VLCT has given us a brief outline, but I think we can add to it and we can set our own thresholds.
Can we replace VLCT's municipal section with our existing?
Well, our existing one is based on federal.
Oh, okay.
So the idea is we could create a little more leeway, like you guys, I mean, I'm hoping you, the board itself could be a purchasing agent and, just as an example.
Cause you're spending a lot of federal money on this one, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but it wouldn't make sense to have a policy in line that's gonna continue to make it that stringent a requirement, make the bar so high moving forward while we're doing fine treated chemicals there.
Right, this is a specialty project.
Nothing
you
good.
know?
Yeah.
And you guys have done a lot of big projects, like the new filter
Yeah.
that didn't. use
But that, we didn't
federal.
have any federal funds
Yeah,
on that one.
And I mean, so the way I was surprised to learn that but state law doesn't require a sealed bid process. So if we, you could put in they don't recommend that it's best practice, but I'm just as an example of the leeway we kind of have here to,
It's not excluded, it's not best
Right.
practice, yeah.
so, thinking about the type of purchases you make. I think it would make sense as a town that you guys have first pass at this to kind of bring a draft to the select board.
Well, let's put that on the agenda.
Yeah.
for
I,
next month.
well, I was hoping you guys might want to dive more into it, but I think you may want to assign two people to maybe work on this in the meantime, and it's a lot of questions, and maybe come up with a proposed draft that you can actually look at and discuss. It never feels like a great time in a meeting to be sitting and going through something in this kind of depth. I mean, it could take a couple hours. So,
I'm sure it's gonna take all of that.
so if you want to do that in a meeting, that's fine.
Maybe a couple
But-
days.
I,
Well, maybe,
I'm-
what we should do probably is assign that to somebody and then have a report of the next meeting.
what do you think, Lisa?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the current policy for what you explained, like, you shouldn't be approving a warrant
Right.
that comes to the water board. That all should go to the select board, according to the current policy.
Right.
So,
Well, I thought when we signed the warrant, we were signing it saying it was okay for final approval by the select board.
no,
You never see it.
they never see it.
Well, then we are purchasing usually already.
And
That's the
I-
thing,
in
you're
practice.
acting as,
So-
yeah, so
so-
should that be formalized? Or was that our mistake and it should have been going to the select board all along?
And feels,
We
yeah,
always said we had the authority within this board to approve warrants.
well, you should. I
Yeah.
mean, you're,
And that's how I've been operating.
Yeah, exactly. That's how we've
you're an
always done
enterprise
it.
fund but you're also a municipal utility. Like, we were talking about how no one else in the county really kind of mirrors us. To look at, for an example, they're all, most are water districts. So they're their own municipal entity, or the village. And Gulfport is a village, so they're their own municipal entity. They don't have you guys are technically, you're even appointed by the select board. So the more we thought about it, the more we were kind of like, so, um. Just case in point, I think it deserves some review before it goes to the select board, and I'm not sure the next meeting we would have enough time, and I don't want to like rush this and have the select board approve it next Monday like I was originally planning, but I
Yeah,
don't know that
I
I
don't
wanted to
either.
take 2 more months, if you meet again, and then we might want more revisions, and then so I don't know if if you agree that it should take some review, we should dive into it. If you want a special meeting of the whole board, if you want to assign one person to work with myself to come up with a draft, if you want 2 people to work on it.
I gotta sign it to Larry.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you're not here.
You took the words right out.
Um,
He ain't here.
Yeah,
He's gonna wanna go through it anyway. I mean,
Yeah,
No
of
matter
course
what
he is.
anybody does, he's gonna wanna.
So how about I entertain a motion to pass the buck to Larry on this and to review it, and try to come up with another policy on our purchasing policy.
I will make the motion that we task Larry with, working with Lisa and or Corinne to review the purchasing policy prior to making recommendation to the select board.
I'll second that.
Well done.
Gail?
My phone's gonna be blowing up in about an hour.
Any further discussion on wassailing?
Mhm.
In that case, all,
You seconded it, you did.
I did, yeah, you put that down.
And Andy, you made the motion.
I did.
Okay.
all in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Frank said aye.
You're gonna make sure that's on the record. Okay, I will hold off on getting it to the select board next Monday. But hopefully they can approve it in August sometime. So,
So you're gonna give it to them now to review or?
no, I don't think I will.
Okay.
I mean, if, cause I mean, there's a whole list of questions
Yeah,
for y'all. I don't
okay.
wanna, it'll go in a big circle if
Yeah.
they see it
Yeah, okay.
and then, yeah.
Yep.
You get all those questions in here, Frank?
Uh-huh.
Page 90.
I know, I saw that on my computer, 90 pages.
It's about a.
It's 3 o'clock.
About a half an inch into your pack.
Yeah, you guys got a lot going on.
We're done with that procurement policy for now. I just want to back up to the first two items. The quarterly report was just submitted last week. And I just signed our first request for reimbursement to NBRC. So it'll be good to get that process rolling.
Yes, well, that was next on me. And what about the USDA?
Did I not include the USDA? That, Andy just signed that.
I
too
just
for
signed that
July.
one as well.
You did?
Yeah.
They're 3 months behind on signing it on their behalf, so,
I didn't really that far behind.
yeah. Well, ever since that Black Monday, when the regional office went from 36 to 9 people.
Okay. Well, I think that takes care of million D. Thank you, Andy. Intended use plans.
That's the notice you sent me of the public hearing. It's just an FYI, right?
So that's. When is that? public hearing going to be?
It is August 1st. It's in person, August 1st, 10 to 11, and then 11 to 12 for public comments.
And now Big Hero will be able to also have video on it.
I think it's, I thought it said in person only.
Moving through teams.
We're only through Teams, yeah. Yep. And it'll be recorded and you can access it after.
Everybody. Frank, you're up. I'll make the report.
So, continue to roll our CDs on a annual basis, one month. Recent rate is about 391. I continue to recommend we roll on a 1 month basis. And I don't know if we need, I don't know if we voted that
Already voted.
meetings ago, do on that. As we said before, all the financials are just a couple weeks in, so.
Yep, so those were last year's. And the only change that's been made is the CDs were updated to June 30th balances today, so I can send you those at that, so you have, there's some interest that's not showing on your financial reports from last year.
So I have a motion to accept financial reports.
I don't know that we really need to.
We don't have to. Well, we already voted on the rolling. So we don't have to do
Yeah, I
that,
don't.
but. Other correspondence, Lisa?
Yep, we got, with the invoice from A&E this month, a letter about they had some issues with hacking, and then it's just an FYI if you get correspondence from A&E to. They said,
Be
well,
vigilant.
yeah,
To give it a sharp eye.
So,
Okay. That's the fishing letter.
that's official, yeah.
Future agenda items, well, obviously, I think we've already stated everything that's gonna be on it, along with our usual consent agenda. We need to, come back to the Pocket Lane issue to Corey Joy. Next month, we need to follow up and make sure the HMI computer was ordered.
We've got the Lakeview cannabis operation.
That's assuming they come back to us with a formal request, right?
Well, I was
You
gonna
were
look
gonna
at
Research.
that
Short
state
meeting.
document to see if anything fits, so,
Right.
or whatever falls out of it. We haven't had it in-
And the purchasing policy.
Yeah, we're gonna have to follow up for some final documents for the loan agreement. And what's going on with the next one? We certainly want to have a review of the 60% beating of next month's agenda.
Okay.
We should probably have follow up on the intended use plans hearing for next month's agenda. Because that will happen before the, yeah. Actually, down there. Anything else you can think that should be on there? We need to discuss the,
Two motions.
yep, we need to, say what it's for, which is, proposed,
I'll
contract.
just go ahead, and make the motion and read.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'll make the motion for one VSA section 313 that premature general knowledge, public knowledge would clearly place Simon Operating Services, Inc. in the town of North Hero at a substantial disadvantage in contract negotiations.
They invited
Do I need a
anybody
second?
in?
Second,
Any further discussion on that? All in favor of, in acknowledging that this would be so, signify by saying aye.
Aye. Okay, then I will, per one VSA section 313, motion to enter executive session for contract negotiations regarding Simon Operating Services, Inc.
second,
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
I,
Aye.
And who are you inviting in?
Who are you inviting?
I'm inviting everybody at this table.
Bryn and Lisa, yeah, members of the water board.
I have not been involved in the Simon operating contract. I'm fine with staying, but I don't.
you can. No, you weren't here for the last one
You
either.
don't have to,
Yeah.
but I've invited everybody at the table.
Okay, it's
You can refuse the invitation.
If you stand up, you're no longer at the table.
well, I gotta figure out the owl. I think I need to make. If I just leave, do you become the host?
Yeah, it should.
Okay.
Trying to stop the recording.
Right, it is 6:57 and I make the motion that we come out of executive session.
Second,
Everybody vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Um, And action.
State. Yeah, with no action taken. You could say,
No
Amend
action
your-
taken, we will
amend your
continue
motion.
the discussions at a future meeting.
Thank you. Anything else from anybody else's corner of the desk? Motion adjourned.
I'll make that motion.
Second?
Everybody in agreement?
I think
All
so.
those in a favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And meeting of the North Hero Water Board, July 14th, 2025 is adjourned at 6:58.
Is that a picture of?
I don't know. It's the new Outlook's background and Outlook.